Welcome to the last part of this iOS SSL pinning series, and in this we will be implementing TrustKit. So TrustKit is the third-party library which is like a wrapper which helps you in the public key pinning. It supports Mac OS, tvOS, watchOS and iOS, and we do have a TrustKit for Android as well. So whatever we have done in this series, where we did public key pinning using URLSession and public key pinning using Alamofire as well. So all these things are wrapped up and we don't need to write a lot of code for that, right? So TrustKit has a beautiful guide here where you can see the starting guide, and when you read this, you'll get this link, getting started guide, and it'll open a new link. So in this, we'll follow this. First we need to install TrustKit. So I'll install it using my package managers. I'll open the project. So I'll go here, I'll add packages. So this is the same project which I've been working on. Okay, so this is it, and I'll just add it. And I just require TrustKit, that's it. And TrustKit is being added. Let us import TrustKit and just try running the project to see if we don't have any errors also. So we have imported the TrustKit and we are not having any errors. Yes, okay. Now, if you see the guide of TrustKit, we have a lot of things to do. First, we need to have a configuration here. So this configuration can be either included in the info plist, or you can have this configuration in code. So you can write this configuration and can copy this code, and you can just write this configuration. And see here we have one interesting thing: public key hashes. So it's like an array of public key hashes, and if you see, we are having two hashes. So what TrustKit wants us to give two public keys. So this is the original primary public key, and this is a fallback key. So suppose this is being failed, or it's expired, or something bad has happened, so TrustKit will try with this key. Okay, so first we need to extract the public key. So we already have extracted in the URLSession public key pinning part video. If you haven't watched that, you can go and see how we extracted it using the OpenSSL commands. But we do have one more way to extract. So TrustKit has given us a Python script to extract. All we need is a PEM file. So how we can get the PEM file? So first I have downloaded this TrustKit repo in my laptop. So I'll go there, and in the SSL portion, this is my repo. I'll just copy these commands, these files in the root. Now I'll open Safari and I'll just go to this openweathermap.org. So this is my domain which I've been working on. I'll click on this lock-like icon, show certificate, and now I need to drag this certificate. Okay, so I'm here now. So I need to drag this certificate. So now we have the certificate with us. Okay, I can close the Safari now. So this is my certificate. What I need to do, I need to, so I have already have this certificate in my keychain. So I need to modify my keychain. I'll just delete this, and I have to install this certificate first in the keychain. Okay, so just double click it and it'll get the certificate here. Okay, now right click, export, and you need to export this certificate in a PEM format. So select here .pem. okay, and I'll say openweathermap.pem. that's it. So openweathermap is the name of the certificate, and it will be in the format of PEM. It will be exported in the format of .pem. I'll just save it, and that's it. Now we have a PEM file here. So now to get started, I need to have this command running. So I'll copy this command, and obviously you need Python. Python comes by default installed. I'll just clear the console. So Python, you need Python for running this command, and we do have Python installed with Mac OS, but I'll do this on Python 3. I have Python 3 installed, so I'll write Python 3 just to show you that I have Python 3 installed, and I'll do this running by this command. And if you don't have this, you can just go to the website python.org and downloads, and it will just detect your OS and download the Python. Just do the traditional way of continue next, and that will be installed. Okay. Let's go back to terminal, and I have to, before writing this command, I need to go to the path which I am currently in. So I'll just do an ls, so you can see that we have all the things here. And now I'll copy this command. The PEM file is nothing but openweather.pem. That is fine. And I'll just have to write Python 3. Okay. And I'll just run the script. So interestingly, you'll see something here, certificate info and all those stuff. And this is the configuration. So you can see KTSK public key hashes, which is the key hash which actually TrustKit wants us to have it in the configuration. You can see the public key just after this B thing, and just within the single quotes, see this public key, and I'll just copy this public key. And if you match this public key, this is exactly the same public key which we extracted from the URL session, right? So these are both the same. So either you can go and check out the video of the URL session public key pinning and see how we extracted using the OpenSSL commands, or you can have this doing. Okay, so we have a public key of the domain api.openweathermap.org. That's it. Sorry. Now I need to have this public key in the configuration of TrustKit. So we have already imported TrustKit. So I'll go back here and I'll copy this code. Either you can have an info plist, or I'll have it programmatically. Okay, so here just after the init, I'll have the TrustKit configuration. Okay, and obviously my domain is this one, api.openweathermap.org. okay, and my public key, either you can copy it from here or you can copy it from the terminal which you have just made by using the Python command. And it also requires a backup key. So I told you earlier that this backup key is for the, it's like a fallback key. If this key, the primary public hash is expired or something bad has happened, it will try to use this one just to make the continuity of the application. So I don't have any private public key as such. So the secondary public key as such, so I'll just have a pure dummy key. You can have anything like AAA, BB, BB, CC, anything. So I'll have a BB, BB, and then the same thing. I'll do with the same format. So I'll have a dummy public key, but it's mandatory to give. Otherwise, the TrustKit will crash. So you need to give this. I don't require its expiration date, but instead I do have some other options. And what are those? We can have KTSK enforce pinning. You can have this true. I need to enforce pinning, and KTSK include subdomains. I need to include subdomains as well. That's up to you, like what you want to do. So this is all about the configuration part, and we are done with the configuration. Now let us go back to the delegate method here. So this is our delegate, did receive challenge, and now we are doing public key pinning here for the time being, and I'll just comment it out. So this is nothing but now a function with all the comments. It has nothing. So I'll copy the Objective-C code here, and we'll try to convert it in Swift. So you can see the code here. I'll just copy this, and I try to wrap up in a single line. So this is the Objective-C code. So what I'll do from here, I have to have a pinning validator. So if we can have a single line thing, and TrustKit.shared instance.pinning validator. So I got the pinning validator here, and handle, and the challenge is the challenge, and the completion is the completion. And if it is false, if this is false, okay, so as per the comments, TrustKit did not handle this challenge, and it was not for the server trust, and we have to fall back to the default behavior. So completion handler, and it will go to the default handling, and that's it. And that's it. So this is all about TrustKit coding part. Now let us see this in picture. So first we need to go to view controller, and I need to change this AF request to request. Okay, because this request is actually using the URL session thing, and AF request was the one which was using the Alamofire public key pinning and certificate pinning kind of thing. So we don't require this AF request now. We have to do the request by using our normal session, and our session is what? Our session is nothing but a URL session. Okay, and let us see the action. So I have installed the application. I am building the application now. So it's being built. Okay, perfect. So it has been running fine. So we have a lot of blocks, a lot of logs of TrustKit. So all the things, the configuration here, and then checking certificate, testing SSL pin, and all those stuff, and then pin validation succeeded for API within. So this is the log which is being generated from TrustKit. Okay, now let us do our Charles thing. So I have this local IP that is 192.168.1.10, and before that I'll ensure that if we don't have any added SSL proxies with us. Okay, so SSL proxy settings. So let us, okay, so we do have added here, and I'll just remove it. Okay, that is fine now. So let us add this. So our address was, our proxy address was 192.168.1.10.88888, which is the port, and that's it. So now let us run the application and see what happens, and let us open Charles as well. Okay, so my application has been running, and that is fine. It is working fine, and you can see that the request is being handled perfectly fine. Now I will enable this, and let us see whether the TrustKit gets failed or not, because in this case the validation was succeeded. Okay, now Charles is acting like a man in the middle attack. Okay, so we receive the pinning failed error, and even in the TrustKit something happened. Pinning failure report sent. Okay, so the pinning, the SSL pinning is actually failed from the TrustKit. Okay, so you can see the SSL pinning not found, or whatever it is doing. So it is being failed. So I'll run the application again to show you. I'll just run it like this only, without running from the Xcode. I'll just run it. Okay, SSL pinning. Okay, so pinning is failed. So in this we are not able to go through the request, and pinning is being failed regularly. So TrustKit is actually not validating our public key, and it is saying that there might be some interceptor which is trying to act as a authentic resource, but it's not. Okay, so it's not. So you can see here overmind.data theorem is being called or done. So I'll just see what happens, what TrustKit is doing. So this you can see here the TrustKit report, and you can see the report here. Okay, and all the things is being sent to the TrustKit's overmind.datatheorem.com, and I believe I'm not getting anything in the response here. Maybe a value string in the header. So we'll see the header. So, and I'm not able to find anything. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, JSON text, so nothing. So basically what happens, this is a report which is being generated from the TrustKit. So every time I run the application, you can see here I'm just killing the application, and I'm just running the application back again, and you can see the report being generated. So this is the things which are being sent to the server of the datatheorem.com, which is the TrustKit server, and it is doing some validations and all those stuff, and this is the host name, and all those stuff is being gone. in this request, and ultimately it is showing us the log that this is failed and report is sent. Okay, now let us remove this SSL proxying, disable it, and let us run the application again. Let me this here. Okay, so let us run the application again. So no report is being generated, and obviously we have the request with us, which is in some encrypted format, right? I'll just kill the application. I'll run the application again. You can see it's perfectly fine, but as soon as I do some sort of proxying here with the request which we am calling, so the report is being sent on TrustKit's behalf, and you can see the report here itself. Okay, so this is a failure report basically. So I think this is about the TrustKit, which is actually done using the URL session part. Now you can mix TrustKit in Alamofire as well. So it's fairly very simple. So first I need to use Alamofire. So I'll use AF request. Okay, AF request. So this is the method in the network manager which is used to call the Alamofire session, and the session will use all the request, and this session is responsible for executing the request. Okay, now what I'll do, I need to create a custom delegate class first. So let us create a class. So that class will be somewhat like a custom delegate class. You can say a custom delegate. So let us write custom session delegate, and that should inherit from session delegate. Okay, and it should override the did receive method of the session delegate. Make sure it should be of the session delegate. So there are few here, so we don't need the async ones. We don't need this one as well, and did receive method should be the one which is having the second parameter as task. Make sure don't use this one, otherwise you'll get the method you'll get the warning as method does not override any method from its superclass. So you need to have this one, method with the second parameter task. Okay, and just run the application, just build the application to make sure everything is fine. So you make sure while doing the inheriting the session delegate and overriding the function, you need to have the method with the second parameter as task. Okay, second parameter should be the task one. Pick that particular did receive challenge. Now we need to have a custom delegate as a delegate in the AF session. So I'll have a delegate here, and I need to tell that now your delegate is custom session delegate. Okay, that's it, and nothing new. I just need to copy this and paste it, and that's it. Let us run the application to see whether it works fine or not. So I'm with my Charles. Ready? So application is running, and here we go. Yes, we have the data with us, right? 15.06, 15.06. Okay, I'll just clear the Charles and see whether, yeah, it's working pretty fine. Okay, now let us again do the SSL proxying thing. So here we go, enable SSL proxying, and let's run the application here. So see, we got somewhat a different error because we are now handling this by Alamofire, but you can see that we are able to generate the error report here. And if you run the application here, if you run it, and obviously you'll see that it is being failed, but if you see, the same pinning validation error is being thrown here. Okay, so TrustKit is actually doing the same thing with Alamofire as well. The only difference is that you need a custom session delegate, and you need to override this method with task as the second parameter. Make sure that, and you just need to write the same piece of code which you have written here. And just to ensure that this is not being called, I'll write a breakpoint here. I'll add a breakpoint at the bottom, and you'll see that the actual session delegate of Alamofire is this one, which is being called, not the other one. So see, you can see, and yes, it's not doing the perform default thing, and it's just saying that the task is being cancelled. So pinning is being failed. You can see here, pinning report has been sent. Now if I just disable this SSL proxy, so everything will work fine, and you can see pin validation succeeded, and you can see the result as well here. And obviously no report. I'll just run the application and see here. You will see no report is being generated, and we are able to successfully parse the response. We get the data. So this way we mix TrustKit with Alamofire as well. So it's up to you, like you want to mix it with Alamofire, so you have to use this thing. If you don't want to use Alamofire with TrustKit, you can just simply use this did receive of URL session delegate and these two lines, and obviously extracting the public key and configuration, configuring this TrustKit. This can be done in info list. You can do it here as well. So it's pretty simple to use TrustKit rather than writing the public key pinning and all those stuff you have written in certificate pinning, a lot of code. So many of the people, many of the industries go with TrustKit, especially when they are doing public key pinning. So this is all about this whole SSL pinning series, where we covered a lot of things. So if we go here, so you can see here we covered each and every topic. In the initial phase, we set up a network manager, then we performed the man in the middle attack, we chose our domain, and then we downloaded the DER, PEM, and then finally by using the OpenSSL we generated the public key. And in the URL session we did the certificate and public key pinning both, and the Alamofire we did the certificate and public key pinning, and in this video we did the public key pinning using TrustKit, and obviously we mixed TrustKit with our Alamofire as well. So I think that's it for this particular series. Let me know how do you like this, and you want any specific topics to be made. So this is a very big series of like 7 to 8 videos. So I believe it will help you in some security checkpoints where you need to ensure your application needs security, and you can with few steps and with like few hours of work, you can just integrate this, so that will make your application a little bit more secure. It's not 100% secure, but yeah, this is one step towards securing your application. So that's it guys, this is for the whole series. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for having me. Bye bye.